You've probably heard people say manifestation takes time, or that it's a process, or that each manifestation happens at its own appointed hour. But what if I told you that is not how it actually works? What if I told you that manifestation is actually always instant? Yes, always. I'm not kidding. That's not hype. I'm not trying to sell you an exclusive technique that's the only way to get instant manifestations. In this video, I'm going to explain exactly why manifestation is always instant, how it works, and why misunderstanding this can lead to always looking for another technique, hoping that it will be the magic bullet that will solve all your problems when you actually already have everything you need to manifest your desires easily. So let's get into it. Here's the thing. Most people hear the word instant and they immediately think instant results in the physical world. Like, I imagine it and it shows up immediately or in 5 minutes. And then, when that doesn't happen, they just spiral. They think, well, maybe I'm doing it wrong. Maybe I just can't manifest. Maybe I'm blocked. Maybe this method doesn't work and everyone claiming they got results with it are all lying. But none of that is true. The reason it's so important to understand why manifestation is instant is because if you don't, you'll constantly question yourself and jump from technique to technique, and worst of all, you'll assume that manifestation doesn't work for you. And that is simply not the case. So let's take a look at how manifestation works according to Neville Goddard. First, you decide what you want. I want this specific car in this specific color. I want to be in a happy relationship with my specific person. I want to work at this company at this specific position. I want to be completely debt-free. I want to move into my dream house. You get it, a specific desire. Then you assume that it's already yours. And that's where most people use a manifestation method, like an imaginal scene that implies that you have your desire already. For example, you want to manifest marrying your specific person and you create a scene where you are sitting at the beach and it's during your honeymoon with this person, so that implies that you're already married. Or you want to manifest your dream car and you create this imaginal scene where you are behind the wheel and you smell this new car smell and you feel the leather or whatever material it is when you touch the steering wheel, and the music is playing and the sound system is perfect. So you create a scene that implies that you already have your dream car, right? Or you may not use visualization. Maybe you use scripting. Or maybe you use affirmations. So you just affirm that you already have this desire. Or you create a list of affirmations that basically describe the whole situation of having this desire. If it's a relationship, they describe different aspects of the relationship as if you are already in this relationship. Or you may use any other manifestation technique, okay? And then step 3 is a bridge of incidents happens that brings you your desire. What is a bridge of incidents? A bridge of incidents is essentially a series of events, a series of synchronicities or coincidences, if you like, that happen in your physical reality that lead you to getting your desire. You imagine that you're back together with your specific person and suddenly they text you after 6 months and you talk and you agree to meet and you end up back together. That's a bridge of incidents. You need $100 more than you have to pay for something and it's urgent, and then you meet with your sister or a friend and they randomly decide to give you $100 without even knowing you needed it. Or somebody finally buys that old armchair you've been trying to sell for ages exactly when you needed the money most. Those are all examples of bridges of incidents that lead you to getting your manifestation. It is basically a series of events that take you from point A, where you want something, to point B, where you have that something. But Neville says something else that is very interesting. Creation is finished. That means that every possible version of the past, of the present, and of the future that could possibly exist, that you could possibly ever imagine, already exists. This means that you never create anything when you are manifesting. What you are doing is you are locking onto a specific reality where the thing or person or situation you want is already yours or already happening. You are not forcing something to exist that didn't exist before. You're not building something from scratch. You're not persuading anyone to do something they didn't want to do, or feel something they didn't feel before, or decide something they didn't want to do before. You're not changing anyone's mind, and you're not making something appear out of nothing. Every version of every person already exists. Every version of every situation already exists. Any way things could go, it has already gone like that in a different reality. You are not creating it. You are choosing it. When you manifest, when you decide what you want and then use any manifestation technique to make it happen, you are locking onto a reality where that thing is already yours. Where the event you want to see happen has already happened exactly the way you wanted it. It's already there, already created, and you're just locking onto that version of reality. And then, the bridge of incidents happens to take you from this reality right here, all the way to that reality you locked onto. Think of it like using a GPS. Let's say that you are in New York City and you want to drive to Los Angeles. You plug Los Angeles into your GPS. You're not building LA on your way there. LA already exists, even if you've never been there before, even if you've never seen it. It is a real city full of real people and real streets and real stores and real buildings. It is already fully created. And what you're doing is you are choosing to go there, and you are locking onto it. You're locking onto the coordinates of LA by giving them to your navigation app. And now your GPS maps out the fastest route to get there. Manifestation works exactly the same way. If this is already shifting the way you see manifestation and it's making things click for you, then please take a second to like this video. It really helps more people find this information and it lets me know that you're getting value from it, okay? So, if you're manifesting, being in a relationship with a specific person, for example, you're not creating the relationship out of thin air. That version of reality already exists. You're just locking onto it. The moment you do that, the bridge of incidents, the GPS route, is instantly mapped out. Not later, not gradually, instantly. So when you set an intention to manifest something, you may or may not experience the manifestation instantly in your physical reality. But the actual manifestation is always instant, because the moment you think of having the end result, you lock onto that reality which is already created, already there, just like LA. And you also program the bridge of incidents, the route, instantly. The moment you assume the wish fulfilled, the path to getting your desire is already created. It is not an if, it is not a maybe. Those events are instantly there. Just like all the places on the way between New York City and LA are already there, even if you don't even know their names. Because you are literally navigating from one place to another. From this current reality where you desire a thing, over there to this other reality where you have that thing. That's why manifestation is always instant, because the moment you program it, the route is there, you are set to automatically navigate it, it's inevitable that you will arrive at the reality where you have what you want. What gets most people confused and doubtful though is that unlike a navigation app, you cannot see the bridge of incidents in advance. You can't check to see which incidents need to happen for your manifestation to show up in your physical reality. You can't see how far each incident in the bridge of incidents is the way you can see how far the next gas station is on the way to LA. And that makes people think that nothing is guaranteed if they aren't seeing any movement. if they aren't actually able to see the next step, the next incident in the bridge of incidents. That leads to a lot of confusion about something else that is an element of manifestation: inspired action. Most people completely misunderstand what inspired action is, and that is why they become worried or insecure about their manifestation when they can't see the bridge of incidents in advance. They think that inspired action is like a business plan or a studying plan. You map out the next steps to take, and if you don't know what the next step is, that means your manifestation is stuck or not happening. That is not at all what inspired action is. Inspired action isn't something you plan. Inspired action happens automatically once you lock onto your desired reality through setting an intention or using any manifestation technique. It's part of your bridge of incidents. You don't have to know what it is. You don't have to make sure you take it or your manifestation won't happen. You will take it even without realizing it's part of your manifestation. You can't know what it is in advance, and you can't make a plan to help it along. And that is completely fine, because you don't need to figure it out and create it, just like you don't need to figure out when you're going to need gas on the way to LA and plan ahead by building a gas station and hiring people to work there at that exact part of the route so that you're able to get gas when you need it. It's pre-planned. It's going to be there when you need it. You will take any action you need to take when you need to take it, even if you have no idea that this action is in any way related to your manifestation. You literally cannot get this part wrong. When you lock onto your desired reality, the best and fastest way to get there gets automatically programmed. And it often looks nothing like what you'd expect. That's important to understand because in many cases, the bridge of incidents that will take you to your desired reality and any so-called inspired action you will need to take will not look at all like something that is even remotely related to your manifestation. For example, you may want to work for a specific company and you think you need to go to networking events to meet the right people so that you can up your chances of being hired. But the bridge of incidents may be getting a flat tire and someone stops to help you and they are really nice and helpful, so you exchange numbers so that you can buy them a coffee to thank them for being helpful. And then they invite you to their daughter's birthday party next week where you end up performing the Heimlich maneuver to a 6-year-old girl choking on birthday cake. And it turns out the girl is the daughter of the CEO of the company you want to work for. And now he feels indebted to you. And that's how you end up getting that job despite the competition. You can't plan for that. Your part in all that started with you getting a flat tire. It is a bridge of incidents, and all you needed to do is just live your life as usual, and it will unfold on its own. If you need to get a flat tire for your desire to happen, trust me, you will get a flat tire. If you need to buy someone coffee for your desire to happen, you will offer to buy them coffee. It will come naturally. You won't have to think about it. If you need to be at someone's child's birthday party, you will be there. You don't need to know the steps or the right actions to take. And if you already knew them, you wouldn't be looking for manifestation techniques anyway. No one ever comes to me to get coaching on how to manifest pouring a glass of water in their kitchen. You just get up, walk to the kitchen, grab a glass and pour water in it, right? You know the steps, you take the steps, you have a glass of water. If you know the exact steps to take to make something happen and you are 100% convinced it will happen that way, you don't go looking for manifestation techniques. Nobody does. But if you try to create a step-by-step plan based on logic and it failed over and over, or if you simply have zero clue how your desire could possibly come true, then why try to figure out the how when manifestation programs the perfect bridge of incidents for you without having to know the how? You don't use your GPS to take you across the street to buy soda because you know exactly how to get there. You do use your GPS though to take you to the other side of town that you know nothing about, you've never been there, and you trust that it will figure all the relevant factors in, like traffic and construction, and take you there even if you've never been there before, even if you don't know the streets, or even what the building you're looking for even looks like. So, if manifestation is instant because the bridge of incidents gets created instantly and it's inevitable that you will get your desired reality, why do you hear so much talk about limiting beliefs and resistance blocking your manifestation? Here's how limiting beliefs and resistance works. When you're looking at your manifestation and obsessing over the how it will happen because you can't see the bridge of incidents or the next step to take, or when you keep having thoughts about how what you want is impossible, or unlikely to happen, or doesn't happen to people like you, or anything like that, it's like ignoring a navigation app and taking a different turn, following a different path than the one it shows you. Now, if you keep doing that, your GPS will keep getting reprogrammed because it calculates a new route for you since you made a wrong turn, right? But by doing that, even though the final destination is still locked in and you're guaranteed to get there eventually, you're just making the drive last longer. If you keep ignoring your navigation app, thinking that you know better, even though you know it has all the software needed to calculate traffic and roadblocks and everything and find the shortest, easiest route for you, you're just prolonging the trip. You will still get there, but it won't really look like that when you drive into every town and village on the way to LA and turn back 50 times, will it? That's exactly what limiting beliefs and resistance do. When you entertain them, it's like taking a wrong turn or driving back. Then you visualize again or affirm again or just plain remember that you're not supposed to focus on the how and you're back on the perfect route again. But then you focus on the how again, or spend hours in doubt and heartbreak over how it can't happen, and you've taken a wrong turn again. That's why it may seem to take forever, or that you're not making any progress, that nothing is happening. That's why there is so much talk about limiting beliefs and why you need to shift them to manifest. There's many different ways to shift limiting beliefs, and I actually have many videos to help you do that. But let me give you the easiest method to let go of your limiting beliefs around a specific manifestation. Realize they are just lies. Let me show you how it works. You have a specific thing you want to manifest. Let's say it's getting back together with a specific person. You use a manifestation technique to lock onto the reality where it's already yours. So the bridge of incidents is automatically programmed. And then an hour later, you have this thought about your manifestation that doesn't make you feel good. Perhaps the thought is, this is never going to happen because we haven't spoken in 6 months and they have probably moved on already. So when you catch yourself having this thought, just pause and tell yourself, actually, this thought doesn't matter because the bridge of incidents to my desire is already in place. I have nothing to figure out or worry about. It's inevitable. And just breathe out and imagine that you're letting go of this thought. If you keep doing that with every similar thought that comes to mind whenever you notice it, within a few days you will notice that you will have less and less thoughts like that. Another method you can use, especially when you're feeling super negative about your manifestation, is this. Tell yourself, even though I feel like this, I will get my manifestation anyway. It's inevitable. That's it. Remember, the bridge of incidents is created instantly. Even if you focus on your limiting beliefs and negative emotions, it's just a small detour. It is not such a big deal. Your manifestation is inevitable. It's locked in. Then stop trying to talk yourself into a better state or into believing that it will happen and go have fun. Live your life. You don't have to focus on your manifestation all the time to make it happen. You just have to lock onto the reality where you have it, live your life, and whatever you may need to do for it to happen, you will do automatically. So instead of stressing over it and being all in your head all the time, go watch a movie instead, or have fun with friends, or bake a cake, or play golf, or whatever. That's how you remove the resistance and stop taking detours and follow the bridge of incidents automatically. Now, if you've been really struggling to let go of negative thoughts, or you're finding it super hard to cross the bridge of incidents because you can't see what's coming next, don't worry, I got you covered. Click to watch the video that's on your screen right now, because in it I share my favorite method that I use to let go of doubts. So go watch that video and I'll see you in the next video.